So thanks for coming back to DIY Willy. In today's episode, as we discussed before, with having so many cars in the fleet, there's always a chance of having a problem in one of them. And today, it's the Silverado. So last week we did the motor mounts. We changed out the motor mounts, both left and right. The left one was actually broken pretty bad. I don't know if you remember seeing that video. And this week, well, it's thrown a trouble code. Check engine light came on. And, well, I've got my scanner and we're going to plug in and we're going to read what that code is. Hopefully we can find a solution to that code. All right, here we go. So with the key on, the scanner plugged in, we'll go to OBD2, and we'll select it. It's gonna check how to link to the vehicle. Showing that there's an error and that there are 2 codes found. So let's go down and find those 2 codes. No, I don't want to erase any previous data. There shouldn't be any previous data. We'll go down here and we'll start with the bottom one. So read codes, stored codes. There we go. We have 2 codes showing, one of 2, P0171 and P0174. Both those are system 2 lean bank 1 and 2 codes. 171 is bank 1 and 174 is bank 2. And those codes can mean different things. If in my experience, if I had just one of those codes, then it would probably be an oxygen sensor on whichever side it was showing. It would probably be the oxygen sensor on the top. But because it's showing both 1 and it's showing 71 and 74, that means it's reading a lean condition on both sides of the engine, both banks of the engine. So most likely the problem is going to be the MAF sensor on the air intake just after the filter. I'm kind of suspicious of that because I did clean it with MAF sensor cleaner when I did the motor mounts, so it leads to believe that maybe it was on its way out when I cleaned it, and cleaning it finished it off. But anyway, we get a new sensor and we'll install it, clear the codes, and see how we do. Okay, so we're back. Went to the local Autozone, picked up one of their Duralast MAF sensors for this truck. I don't know, there's the part number, and hoping this was the problem. Most likely, like I said, I cleaned that sensor with MAF sensor cleaner. When I did the motor mounts, it says preventative maintenance. It is recommended when you do an oil change or filter change. However, the sensor has almost 80,000 miles on it, and when I sprayed it with the cleaner, well, it could have just killed it right there. So it did last a week before it showed a code, so I can say that it was probably on its way out. Here's the new sensor. This red piece here is just covering the actual sensor that reads, and well, it's the same sensor. So it's a Duralast part. I've had good luck with Duralast parts. I haven't had any fail me yet. This is what we put in the Frontier when we did the camshaft sensors. We put Duralast sensors in and they worked fine. So I believe it's a 25, a number 25 on the Torx to get the sensor out. We'll unplug it, unscrew it, replace it with this one, and come back in the truck, clear the codes, and see what we got. Alrighty, well, let's get on that. We'll get busy right now. Okay, when you're messing around with the electronic sensors or circuits in the car, it's always a good idea to remove the negative terminal on the battery. Just leave it off to the side like that. We can reconnect it later. For the sensor, we have it here. It is a T10 on the wrench. I was saying it was a T25, but it's actually a T10. And we'll just get those out here. Maybe that's not a good spot for you. There. We can unplug the sensor just like that. Leave it off to the side. Okay, it doesn't want to go anywhere. We'll pull the 2 screws out. And just lift the sensor. That's what the sensor looks like. And we'll get the new one. Okay, here we've got the new one, and well, it's made in Taiwan. But hey, it's got a little arrow here on the sensor. You want to make sure that arrow points towards the engine. But also, there's a little tab here, or a little protruding piece that fits right into the air box right there. So it won't allow you to install it any other but the correct way. And then we can just stick it in here like so. Press it in, make sure the gasket seats good. I'm gonna run the screws back down. Spike! Just cinch them up, they don't need much. It's plastic. And we'll just get them tight. We'll just get them tight like that. Should be down good. At this point we can inspect the connector. Excuse me, at this point we can inspect the connector. It all looks good. Plug it back in. Take a minute and just look at the rest of the system. Make sure it's tight everywhere, there's no damage to it. Once we've looked at everything, we can go ahead and reconnect the battery. Like so. And the battery is just a 10mm that pulls up on the clamp and tightens it up. And we'll just tighten it up right now. Again, you don't have to wrench on it really tight. Just get it good like that. Check it. We're good. Alright, so there we go. That's installing the new MAF sensor. And we'll go ahead and get inside and clear the codes. See how she runs. Okay, we're back in the truck. We've got the little handheld code reader here. We're going to enter back into OBD2. It's going to link up to the vehicle. And communicating. Now it says it's cleared the codes. That's because we had the battery disconnected. So yes, we're going to clear any previously stored codes. We'll take a look at all of them. Read codes, stored codes, no codes pending. Pending codes, no codes pending or stored in the module. I'm gonna go ahead and just say, hey, clear codes anyway if it'll let me. I don't know if it'll let me. No pending codes. Okay, that's good. All checks out fine. So let's try to start it up. Well, the check engine light went off, and the truck might run a little odd until it really calibrates the sensor. But in all, well, I guess it's gonna work. And we solved the problem of the mysterious check engine light. And well, another successful DIY Willy project. So I'll go ahead, I get out there, close the hood, and just take it for a quick little drive around the neighborhood, and we should be good to go. All right, thanks for coming. If you have a comment about that, either one of those codes or a suggestion, please leave it in the comments. give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. I always come back to DIY Willy. Thank you.